Hey everyone, I'm Lauren McMillan, and today we're doing a class to help ease anxiety and stress. Now, there are many different approaches to handling anxiety and stress, but hopefully this practice will give you something to add to your toolbox to help combat both anxiety and stress in the moment. Whether your mind is racing, your body is feeling tense and tight, if you're holding on to a lot of tension, this will give you an opportunity to feel into the body, to become more connected to the body and to the earth, getting grounded, connecting with your breath, releasing some of that stagnant energy, some of those nagging thoughts that might be running through your mind, and ultimately helping you feel better. So let's get started. We'll start lying on our backs in a reclined butterfly position. So bring the soles of the feet together, let the knees fall apart from each other. If the hips are feeling really tight and they're resisting this opening, you can always take blocks or cushions and slide them underneath the outsides of the legs, giving them something to relax on. Place one hand on your belly and the other on your heart. And let's take a few slow, full cycles of breath. Breathing in through the nose, feeling the chest rise beneath your hand, feeling the belly rise, and then as you exhale, the chest softens, the belly softens. Connecting to your breath is one of the quickest ways to reset your mind. And the beauty of it is it's something that we always have. So while you might not always be in a position to drop down to the floor and start doing some yoga poses, you do always have the breath. And when we're feeling stressed or anxious, we may start to take shallower breaths, breathing into the upper portion of the chest, up into the collarbones. And this puts our body in a fight or flight stance. By breathing into the upper part of the chest, we also start to recruit the neck muscles, those accessory muscles, those smaller muscles that, yes, can help us breathe, but they're not necessarily designed to do so all the time. So by breathing deeper into the belly, into the diaphragm, the areas that are designed to help us breathe, we can help alleviate some of that tension in the neck and shoulders. And by breathing more deeply, it sends the message to our bodies that we're safe and that we are okay in this moment. As you take a few more deep breaths, scan your body, noticing any areas of tightness, of tension. Maybe seeing if you can release the muscles in the forehead, the temples, the jaw. Let the shoulders drop. Let the belly soften. Let's take one more full round of breath. Exhaling completely. And then take your hands outside of the legs. Draw the knees together like a book and separate your feet so they're about hip width apart on your mat. Lower your arms down by your sides and lengthen the right leg long. Draw the right toes back toward your shin. On an inhale, start to reach your right leg up toward the sky, maybe bringing it to a 90-degree angle over the hip, but if that's not available, just come to a place where you can go. And then as you exhale, slowly lower the leg all the way down. Keep a soft bend in the knee so that you're not straining the hamstrings in any way. We're just starting to move with the breath. So for the length of each inhale, the leg lifts. And then ride out the exhale as the leg lowers. Let the leg relax, bend into the knee, and then switch sides, lengthening the left leg long. Draw the toes back, pressing through the left heel. On an inhale, start to lift the left leg up. Exhale, slowly lower. So while this is a very simple movement, you may notice that as you move slowly and with control, there's quite a lot happening. So the stabilizers of the legs are working. You may even feel the muscles of the quads or the hips. Let's take one more round. Exhaling completely, let the left leg relax, and then draw the left foot in beside the right. From here, keeping the legs still, start to reach your fingertips up to the sky as you inhale. If it's available, reach the arms all the way to the floor behind you, but if not, just come to the spot where you can reach. And then as you exhale, the arms lower all the way back down. And repeat, inhale to reach up. Reach behind you. Exhale, release. Take 3 more rounds following your breath. At the end of your third exhale, lengthen your legs out long, reach the arms overhead, take a wake up stretch, reaching tall through the fingertips, all the way out through the toes. You can reach up one side and then the other. And then relax, lower the arms down. Walk your feet and hug your knees toward your chest. Gently rock from side to side. You can draw circles with the knees to massage the lower back. And if it feels okay on your back today, we're going to make our way up to a seat, but we're going to do so by rolling like a ball. So if it's okay, start to rock up and down your spine, rounding through the back, finding a bit of playfulness with it. Maybe you rock up one side and then the other. But again, if this is not available for you today, or if it just doesn't feel good on your body, gently press yourself up to a comfortable seat, and that's where we'll meet. If the hips are feeling really tight, you can always elevate the hips on a cushion or a block. You can do this portion of the practice sitting in a chair. Just find a place where you feel comfortable. And then sit up nice and tall. Take a few slow shoulder rolls, reaching the shoulders up toward the ears, rolling them onto the back, dissolving any tension between the shoulder blades. Take one more shoulder roll here and then keep the shoulders down. Tilt your right ear toward your right shoulder. You can stay right here or let your right hand gently rest over the left ear, being careful not to pull on the head and the neck, so we don't want to strain the neck here, but you're just deepening the stretch just a tiny bit. And then you can start to walk the left fingertips away from you. Maybe you float the left arm off of the floor, and you can play with the height of your arm here. Maybe by doing so, you find a spot that feels really tight where you just want to hang out there and breathe into it. You can draw the fingers back, pressing through the heel of your hand. As you're ready, gently release, lowering the left arm down, release the right hand, lift your head up to center, and before you go to the other side, just take a pause to feel the difference between each side. And then tilt left ear to left shoulder. Option to place your left hand over the right ear. Right fingertips walk away from you. Maybe you lift the right arm off the floor. Maybe draw the fingers back. Start to release the right hand down, remove the left hand, lift your head up to center, roll the shoulders back a couple more times. Now, if the legs are crossed, switch the cross of your legs. If you're sitting in a chair, just keep your legs as they are. And then start to reach your hands over to the right hip, the outside of the right hip. As you lean over to the right, keep the left hip dropping down. And then we're going to walk our hands over and reach them away. So if you're sitting in a chair here, just reach the arms forward and reach away while keeping that left hip down. Start to walk your hands through center, reaching in front of you, and then take it over to the left. So the torso is folded over the left leg. Fingertips reach away. Right hip is pressing down this time. Keep walking your hands over to the outside of the left hip and then gently press yourself up to center. Make your way onto your hands and knees, stacking shoulders over wrists, hips over the knees. Take a few moments here to move the hips around. Take your gaze over one shoulder and the other, checking in with the spine. Letting the body move in any way that it wants. And by doing so, maybe you discover some areas of tightness, especially along the back or into the hips. And we'll move through a few rounds of cat-cow following the breath. As you inhale, drop your belly to the floor, lift the heart, lift the hips. Exhale, press the floor away around your spine. Again, inhale into cow pose, let the heart shine forward. Exhale to round. And take a few more rounds at your own pace. Again, moving with the breath. And feel free to add any of those free-flowing movements that you took earlier. Rolling through the torso, moving through the hips. Loosening up some of that stagnant energy in the body, so that it can be released. Start to make your way back to a neutral spine. Take your knees out wide, bring the big toes together, heels fall apart, and let your hips drop toward your heels, coming into an extended child's pose. As the arms reach forward, let your heart space melt toward the earth, relaxing through the forehead. Release the jaw. You can even open the jaw here and draw circles with it. Let the weight of the head be held by the floor. And as you connect with your breath here, think of breathing into the back of the body, letting the back ribs expand with every inhale. Every exhale, let something go. Take 2 full cycles of breath. As you're ready, begin to lift your hips. Return to your hands and knees. Once you get there, tuck your toes under. Start to lift the hips. Let's come into downward dog. Being gentle on the hamstrings. Keep a bend in the knees. You can pedal out the feet here, bending into one knee and then the other. Maybe you find some rotation in the neck. You can move the hips around. You're welcome to hang out in downward dog for a few moments, or you can come with me and start to build a little bit of heat in the body. So sometimes, and maybe you can relate to this, if we're feeling stressed, or in my own experience, if I'm ever feeling stressed or anxious, something that helps is building some heat in the body. Maybe doing a few stronger yoga poses, maybe going for a run, anything to help release any negative energy, to remove some of the stress and let it just melt away. So we'll do a little bit of core work here in downward dog to help inspire that to happen. So as you inhale, lift the heels high, ripple the body forward, coming into a high plank. Press the floor away, pull the belly back, come back to downward dog. A few more times like that. Inhale, come forward to a high plank, shoulders come over the wrists. Exhale, pull it back, downward dog. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. 2 more times. If you want to take it further, as you inhale, reach the right leg up. Exhale, bring knee to nose, shoulders come over the wrists. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee to right tricep. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, twist across, right knee to left elbow. Inhale, three-legged dog. And then lower the right foot down beside the left. Repeat this on the other side. Inhale to sweep the left leg up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, left knee, left tricep. Inhale, back. Exhale, twist across, left knee to right elbow. Inhale, take it back. And then lower the left foot down beside the right. Lower the knees, walk the knees back a few inches, and then reach your arms forward. Let the heart drop down into puppy pose. This is, in some regards, a more intense version of child's pose. So if this is a little too much on your shoulders, just come back to child's pose. Otherwise, let the forehead release to the ground if it will reach. Breathe into the shoulders. At the end of your next exhale, carefully walk your hands back underneath the shoulders. We're moving through downward dog, transitioning to a forward fold. On an inhale, lift the heels high. Bend your knees, take your gaze forward, and slowly walk to the front of your mat. Find a forward fold. Heel toe the feet a little bit wider than the hips. Bend deeply into the knees, so deep that the upper body can release over the thighs. And you can just let the arms dangle. You can hold on to opposite elbows, maybe sway from side to side. And let the head, neck, and shoulders completely release here. Maybe nodding the head, yes. Shaking it, no. Imagining any tension, any stress, any negative thought patterns spilling toward the floor. Letting them go. If you're swaying to each side, start to come back to center. Release your hands to the floor. Heel toe the feet a little bit closer together. Keep the knees bent, keep the head heavy, and slowly roll up, one vertebrae at a time. Trying to stack the spine. Moving in slow motion here, not coming up too fast. We're making our way to stand. The head will be the very last thing to come up. And then take a few slow shoulder rolls. feeling the flow of energy through the body, feeling the feet connected to the floor. And then take a deep inhale, reach the arms overhead, grab onto the left wrist with the right fingers, reach up out of the hips, and then lean to the right. Bend into the knees, press down to come up, and then switch sides. Reach up out of the hips before leaning to the left. Bend into the knees, come up to center. Let your arms float all the way down by your sides and meet in front of the heart. Step the right foot forward, step the left foot back. We're coming into warrior two. So, right heel is intersecting the left arch. Press down through the outer edge of the left foot as you bend into the right knee. And make sure that your right knee is pressing toward the outer edge of your foot. Reach the arms out wide, reaching strong in both directions. But in the midst of all this strength in the pose, see if you can find ease and softness. Softening the shoulders, softening the muscles in the face. Flip the right palm up, reach forward, up and back. Reverse warrior. Breathe into the right ribs. Release to warrior two. Find extended side angle, bringing your forearm to your thigh, reaching the left arm up or sweeping it over the ear. On an inhale, let the left fingertips pull you back up to center. Straighten the right leg. We're just going to pivot the toes so that they're parallel, and then turn the left toes out. Find warrior two on the left. Bend into the left knee. Check in with your foundation. So press through the feet, press down through the outer edge of the right foot, and check in with the left knee, keeping it in line with the toes. Lift the left palm up, reach forward, up and back. Release to warrior two. Take your forearm to your thigh, extended side angle. Keep pressing down through the outer edge of that right foot, keeping that leg strong. Come all the way up to warrior two. Straighten the left leg, bring your hands to your hips, turn the left toes so both feet are parallel here. Roll your shoulders back, lift the heart, and then start to hinge from your hips, keeping the knees soft, making your way into a wide forward fold. When you're ready, release your hands, bend into your knees as much as you need to, and then you can take any sort of variation with the arms that you would like, whether that's keeping the hands below the face, holding on to the ankles, reaching the arms through the legs. And we'll just pause here for a few moments. Sometimes when we flip our perspective literally, it can help us reframe experiences and thoughts in our minds. And of course, when we're upside down, we also have the opportunity to, again, think about releasing anything that we don't need, letting it fall away. Breathing into any areas of tightness, any areas of resistance, seeing where we can soften. Walk your hands over to the right ankle. Gently let go, walk them over to the left ankle. Release, come back to center. Lift up about halfway so that you're on your fingertips. Heel to the feet. closer together, a little bit wider than the hip. So it's kind of like a shortened wide forward fold. And then turn your toes out, heels are in. Start to bend into your knees. We're dropping down into a squat. So if your heels lift off the ground, that is fine. But otherwise, bring the heels down, letting the hips drop between the heels if they can. You can also have a block or a cushion to place underneath your seat. Sometimes that makes it a little more comfortable, especially if the hips are tight. And then just gently rock from side to side here if that feels okay. You may be getting a stretch in the hips for sure, but this is also a nice way to open up the calves, work into the ankles, lengthen the lower back. And if you're moving, start to come to a place of stillness, bringing your palms together in a prayer position, letting your elbows press into the knees, lifting your heart toward your thumbs, reaching the crown of the head tall. Carefully start to release, removing one hand at a time, lowering yourself to a seat. And then if you're not in the center of your mat already, go ahead and make your way there. Lower onto your back, and then cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Take your right hand, gently press it against the inside of the right knee. If you'd like more of a hip stretch here, you can start to float the left foot off the floor, threading the arms through so you're holding on to the back of the left leg or maybe to the front of the shin. If you still need more, you can use your right elbow to gently press the right knee away. Relax through the upper body. On your next exhale, gently release, uncross the legs, and then take left ankle over the right thigh. Start by just pressing the left palm to the inside of the knee. Maybe lifting the right foot off the floor, holding on to the back of the right leg or to the front of the shin. Breathing into the hip. The hips tend to be a place in the body where we store a lot of tension, a lot of emotions and tightness. See if you can breathe into the hips, encouraging them to release, to soften. On your exhale, lower the right foot down, uncross the left ankle from the right leg, and then hug both knees into your chest. Take your arms out to the sides, palms turned down. Wiggle your hips to the right so that you can drop your knees to the left. Stacking the hips, stacking the knees. Try to keep the right shoulder grounded into the floor. And if it's okay on the neck, turn your gaze over the right shoulder. See if you can release into this twist with every exhale. Gently draw your knees back up to center, moving your hips to the left so that you can drop your knees to the right. Maybe taking your gaze over the left shoulder. start to draw your knees back to center. Hug your knees into your chest, giving yourself one more hug. And then extend your legs long on your mat, taking your feet to the outer edges, letting your toes fall away from each other. Lower your arms down by your sides, palms turned up. As the eyelids close, take a moment to take a deep breath in through the nose, filling up through the chest, expanding the ribs, filling the belly. And then open the mouth, sigh it all out. Let's do that one more time. Inhale deeply into the nose. Pausing at the top of your inhale. Exhale, release. And then as your breath finds its own natural movement, begin to scan your body, starting at the crown of the head. Releasing the muscles in the forehead, the temples, the jaw. Softening through the neck and the throat, feeling the weight of your head supported by the floor. Let the shoulders drop, collarbones broaden, releasing down the arms, through the palms and out the fingertips. Dissolve any remaining tension between the shoulder blades, down the spine, through the lower back. Relax your chest, soften your heart, release your belly. Let the hips feel heavy and grounded. Relaxing through the legs, softening your knees and the space around your kneecaps. Melting into the ankles, the soles of the feet, and out the toes. And with one final scan, noticing any remaining tension, tightness, stress, anything that is no longer serving you, letting thoughts drift by like clouds in the sky. Allowing yourself to rest and simply be for a few moments in Shavasana. You're welcome to stay in Shavasana for as long as you like. When you're ready to awaken once again, start to deepen your breath. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Roll your wrists and your ankles. Press your thumbs to each finger pad. Reach your arms overhead, take a full wake up stretch. Carefully roll to one side, coming to a fetal position. Pausing, noticing how you feel, transitioning into the rest of your day. As you're ready, carefully press yourself up to a comfortable seat. Sitting up tall, lengthening through the spine. Take a deep breath in as you roll the shoulders back. Exhale, let them go. Bring your hands together in front of your heart, noticing your heartbeat beneath your thumbs. Thank you for sharing your practice today. Hopefully you're feeling a little bit better. Namaste.